All I can think about is somebody make a play. How many consecutive fourth down conversions can this team get on one drive? Steady marching up the field, and I'm thinking to myself, no timeouts, but plenty of time on the clock. And they stretched all those downs all the way to the fourth down. And they just kept on picking up conversions. I'm looking at the defense. I'm saying, get an interception, get a sack, make a play. Team has too much time on the clock. They can go down there and make something happen. And I believe the game was going to end on a turnover. Turnover meaning interception, fumble. It ended on a turnover, but it was turnover on downs. Slay came up big in the end. Big play Slay is what they call him. And time again with these Philadelphia Eagles, there's always a guy that makes a play to win the game. If you watch and study this team, always down in crunch time, somebody makes a play. Defensive lineman, a linebacker, cornerback, safety, it doesn't matter. They make plays. Now, this defense, the first couple of weeks, terrible. Terrible. Fangio turned it around. This team believing. I don't know if they changed the scheme, but the fire is there. They're making plays. They're flying around the football. That's what it's going to take if you want to get to that Super Bowl. Carolina Panthers, yeah, you struggle with them. You kind of look at that and you say, you're hanging around with the Panthers, man. You need to put this team away. It's going to be bigger fish to fry, especially in the playoffs. It's going to be bigger fish to fry. And remember, the Panthers came close a couple of weeks ago, beating the Chiefs. So, yeah, they're feeling it. They're trying to play spoiler. They're coming out each week trying to win games. They're not packing it in. They're not looking to drop down into the lottery. Might end up there anyway. But they're trying to fight to still win. Got to respect that. Because if you'd have told me earlier, I'd have been like, oh, this is probably going to be a blowout. Eagles get the roll and start putting the points on the board. Carolina's not a team that can play from behind if they're down 14, 21 points. They kept on stretching the game out, and they kept on moving up and down the field. You just sit back waiting. When are you going to make a play? When they made a play. Big play, Slay.
Darius Slay absolutely put the clamps on one of the best receivers in the game.
I ain't one of them guys, man. I'm still at elite level.
Out there balling, making play after play.
Shoot, I'm one of the best in the world, too.
Pass is intercepted by Slay.
You can have a stud out there at cornerback to lock down opposing wide receivers, number one. It makes life a little bit easier.
That's what we see Slay do, you know, over and over again.
Crunch time, game on the line. He's tipping balls. He's getting interceptions. He's making tackles short of the first down. It's going to be key moving forward. But let's talk about a guy who got a single season rushing record. Saquon Barkley beating out Shady McCoy. 13 games is all it took for Saquon Barkley to wiggle his way into franchise history. Amazing. A guy that only been there this season. I can't say enough how important and how crucial it is and was to get Saquon Barkley in a green uniform for this season. Because of Saquon Barkley, this team believes they can go win the Super Bowl this season. It's because of Saquon Barkley, Jalen Hurts does not have to do too much on offense. It's because of Saquon Barkley, the wide receivers can run free. You don't just key in on the offensive passing side of the ball. You got a guy behind that backfield you got to worry about. It's because of Saquon Barkley The spirit belief is back in Philly. Now, you want to ask me, do I think we're going to win a Super Bowl this season? Of course I believe that. But I will tell you, I'm still nervous. And the reason why I'm nervous, because I've seen it time and time again, playoffs a whole different animal. Now, I have faith and trust in the Eagles. The only person can derail this run is the head of the snake, and that's Jalen Hurts. That's the only thing I'm concerned about with this football team. He's been showing up. He's been stacking wins. He's been playing well. Seen a couple of flashes of what he used to do in the past, that stopped him from being elite. He should be a top 5 quarterback in this league. Right now, he's playing like it. He won't be judged until the playoffs. He won't be judged until the playoffs. And if he continues to lean on this running game, Sirianni, the whole team, allow Jalen Hurts to do what he's been doing. We're going to check out the box sheet in a minute. Just for a quick minute. But this was a tough win for the Eagles to pull out. Seems like every week they kind of fill around with teams they have no business losing to or have no business going down the stretch with. Philadelphia Eagles kicker. Jake Elliott, Philadelphia Eagles field goal kicker, will be right there in the dictionary with his picture right on top of the word slump. It's unbelievable. Legendary, my opinion, Hall of Fame kicker has struggled his ass off this season. From extra points to inside 50-yard field goals. Outside as well. But this is a kicker, has a golden leg, who's been knocking them from 50 plus for a very long time until this season. I don't know what it is. It's got to be a mind thing. Only thing I can come up with. I do not know. Only Sirianni, team, they only know what's going on. Off the field, maybe. Family, maybe. Now when he misses, it's just like, just throws his eyes up in the air and does a little head shake like he almost expected it. He got to clean that up for the playoffs. Oh, yeah. Him kicking that way will cost the Eagles a playoff win. Games in the playoffs come down to one possession a lot of times. Comes down to field goals. Last second. Extra point after scoring a touchdown. Jake Elliott got to get it right. He's got to get it right. Still believe in him. Team still believe, even though, Sirianni didn't believe in him on that last drive. You seen that. Usually he would knock down a 50-plus, muddling a line of 61, 62-yard field goal. Sirianni will run him out there. Not today. Not today. Take that delay of game, punt that football to Carolina, and play some defense, which they did. Drop the ball down inside the 3-yard line? Which Bryce Young got him out of the hole with a long march up the field, consecutive 4th down conversions, to almost going down there, scoring a touchdown to win the game. If they would have made the extra point, game was lost right there. He dropped the ball. He dropped the ball. What's his name? What is his name? Xavier Legette, number 17. Had the touchdown and just couldn't corral it long enough as he hit in the ground, let it squirt away from him. That was it right there. That's why I say you let teams hang around long enough. Teams that has no business beating you, hang around, they're going to get lucky. That last drive could have been the luck. He catches that football, touchdown or not, on the catch. They're right there. Right there. God's willing, and still, 40-some seconds on the clock, maybe 52 seconds. Eagles might have had a shot to come back for a field goal. But with Jake Elliott, who knows? Who knows? So the Philadelphia Eagles like going down to the brink with these teams. 500 teams, under 500 teams, it don't matter. Teams that can go to the Super Bowl, it doesn't matter. This team loves drama. The team will have the game in the bag and find a way to make it go down to a last score. So that's the Philadelphia Eagles. But glad that they won. Glad that they won. Don't forget about the Sunday night football game tonight, Chargers-Chiefs. We know which way I'm going on it. We know which way I'm going. I'm looking for a so-called upset. Anytime a hardball is involved, and it's not the Eagles, and it's not the Texans, that's what I'm going for. Love the hardballs. Football. Football is their middle name. They breathe it, they live it, and they love it. I love watching them coach. Two great men who actually are passionate about the game of football. Tell that in the way they coach it. And they coach it hard-nosed. They coach it with excitement. They coach it with discipline. Yeah, on the hardballs. No doubt about it. I believe the Steelers pulled it out today. Haven't looked at the scoreboard. Gotta go check that out. But yeah, man. Slouchy Sunday. Football. But before we get out of here, we're gonna check out this box score. But like I say, Eagles pulled it out 22-16 against the Carolina Panthers. Grit and grind game. But the Eagles, they should have been well polished and got rid of this football team, in my opinion. A lot more points should have been scored in this game, at least by the Philadelphia Eagles. The defense was smothering Carolina pretty much the whole game. The pressure was on Bryce Young. They was hurrying him up. They was putting him on the ground on some occasion. And he escaped a few on the run. Throwing the ball down the field for a first down. Some of those were fourth down conversions. A lot of them just escaping, getting, a couple of yards of getting the first down. Just finding a way. He was playing Houdini football. And he survived for a while playing that way. Almost won the game, like I said before. The guy holds on to the ball. We could be talking about something totally different here. Totally different. But tip your hat to the Carolina Panthers. They played their ass off today. No doubt about it. Let's check out this box score. There it is. There it is. Look at Bryce Young. 19 for 34, 191 yards. 5.6 average, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. A sack, for only 1 sack? Oh, they just been hurrying him the whole game. I could have swore it was more sacks than that. 1 sack. The Eagles sacked Bryce Young 1 time in this ball game. That is news and surprise to me. That means they had that man on the run. You want to talk about Houdini? He escaped all those hurries, all those pressures. Man was magical. 69 rating. Told you he ain't play that bad. I mean, ain't off the charts. He ain't throwing for 450 yards or nothing like that, but the man was making plays out there. He got his confidence back. Rooting for the young guy. Hope he does well. Chuba Hubbard. Chuba Hubbard, that's his name. 26 carries for 92 yards. Almost 4 on average, 1 TD. Huh? Got Bryce Young here. 7 carries, 29 himself. Maybe he should have ran a little more. He was averaging 4 yards on average. Adam Thielen. I like Adam Thielen. Hard-nosed guy. Wide receiver, man. Makes plays. Makes big third down catches. He can make fourth down catches. I've seen him year after year, especially with the Minnesota Vikings, who he used to play for. The man always made plays. And look at him, 9 catches for 102 yards. 11.3 on average. 11 targets. It was going to him. That was going to him. And he was coming through. He done his job. Xavier Legette. I'm hoping that's Legette. I don't want to be slaughtering this man's name, but 2 catches of 39 yards, nothing that jumps off the charts. He just had that big drop. He could have erased all this performance right here if he'd have just caught that ball. That was a game-winning catch right there. And he just couldn't hold it long enough to complete it. It's the only problem. And then you go down the list on these wide receivers. Nothing that jumps off because the Eagles was playing smothering defense. That's why it's kind of shocking that this team hung around as long as they did, because most of the game, the Eagles smothered them. It was just the Houdini plays that they made to get themselves out of trouble at the right time that kept the chains moving for them. And the Eagles on offense, they really didn't take care of all their advantages. They didn't do it. They played well, but they didn't play great on offense. There's a lot of plays out there that could have been, explosive, in my opinion. Explosive. Should have got more touchdowns. Should have moved the chains a little more than they did. And they pressured Jalen Hurts a little bit. He had to make a few plays on the run. I think his biggest run was 35 yards. Huge at that time, being behind the chains. So Jalen Hurts, he was 14 for 21. See, this is winning formula. That's why I say Jalen Hurts don't have to do too much now because of Saquon Barkley. That's heaven for him. Jalen Hurts at his worst when he feels like he has to go out there and win the football game, which he tried to do previous seasons. And what did you see? Fumbles out of the pocket. Blindside hits. It was like his quarterback presence, like he didn't have no awareness. I know the guy has awareness. Everybody look at him and say, oh, he has pocket awareness. But really, if you look at a lot of them, he ran into trouble. A lot of these balls should have been thrown out of bounds. He was holding on to the ball too long. You're not seeing that these last few weeks, have you? Ball's coming out. And he has to continue to do that. Because if he holds it, it's trouble. In this game, he's got caught a couple of times. Trying to jump in, jump out, weaving, bobbing, like he's in a prize fight and getting knocked down. He can't do that. He got to make these quick decisions with it. You're going to run it. You're going to throw it out of bounds. What you going to do? But you're not going to eat it. We're not going to do that. No, did he? Not going to do that.